One of my worst nightmares, one of my greatest fear in using submersible pumps have actually come to fruition, and now I'm considering, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. My impeller have actually fallen apart. Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. And so a few months ago I purchased a 350 GPH submersible pump. I shared with you how I went about installing that. Pardon the camera going swaying all over. I do not have my umbrella and there's a lot of rain. Right, this is the start of the rainy season. A lot of rain have actually fell, and my lettuce is now actually beaten down. I'm gonna remove this a little bit to share with you in this video. Okay, so my impeller was being pressured because I placed this valve here, and the valve actually restricted the water to flow out. So as a result of that, I placed this what I call it now, planter bed, so as to help to allow the water to free flow. Okay, but I did that. I took too long to do that. Now what happened is that the impeller was underneath so much pressure that it actually broke. So what I did, I ended up but before I come to all of that, because I want to come out of the rain, right, I did a lot of things. Seeing the water flow is very I call it now minuscule in comparison to what it was, right? There's no water flowing over this side because the pressure is just too low, right? However, this side is my main priority. Hopefully I can actually cut these lettuce. Hopefully I can cut these lettuce in the next 2 to 3 weeks and probably start all over and fix up my pump and all that. So let's go indoors and speak a little bit more about my impeller. What I did so as to get at least a little water trickling down, a little water circulating, and yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm just just messed up in the head as to this is like another $10,000 because the pump costs $10,000, people, right? And anyway, let's get into the other side of the video. The pullbacks of submersible pump is that the impeller tend to fail in comparison to the external water pump that might be used. However, this drive, the internal pump, we call it submersible pump, it requires less energy than the external pump. So the external pump gives you more energy, right? Yeah, so the water will be flowing, you'll be able to control the water much easier. Now I have actually a broken impeller. It's very difficult to repair, and so my option is to actually do some metal welding. How I did that, I used epoxy, and I did a video on this. I don't know if you have actually watched it as yet, but it's about metal welding some holes within my grill work within my gate, right? So I did some mixing of the the resin and the hardener, and I got the epoxy to be placed here. So instead of just the top part actually moving and it actually carrying along the base, everything is now attached together for this to really become solid together. I am going to allow what is there now to stay there until tomorrow. That's another 24 hours, and then I'm going to try to place this in. I'm going to give you an update on that, right? So the metal goes here in the impeller, right, and it would go into the pump, and the dimensions, it would work. Alright, so how did I get the the system to actually at least give me that small amount of water. So that's a 350 gallon per hour GPH pump, right? However, I had to substitute because it's minutes after 6, rain is falling, cats and dogs, and my lettuce still need water, right? So I had to pull apart a small pump I have. I think this is a 120 GPH submersible pump, and I took out the impeller that belong here, and I place it into that large pump into my tilapia fish pond. The water flow is not as strong as I want it to. However, the magnetic pull on the impeller allow it to spin really fast. What will happen, however, is that if it is left in there for too long, the entire metallic section here will be rubbed out into the plastic. So give or take, I have roughly nearly about 4 or 5 days before this happened. Now I place the epoxy on this. I will allow it to actually dry. It needs to be somewhere that is warm, as I shared with you. Rain is falling, cats and dogs right now, right? So I'm gonna give you an update on that as soon as I put it together and share with you whether or not it actually worked. But this was one of my greatest fear. You know, when I turn on the pump and the water was traveling, and you know, it was practically the top part of the impeller, you know, beating on the what you call that, something like a gear that is beneath this, right? So it actually turns and turns until eventually what happened is the gear broke. So therefore this actually spins same way, but because the gear broke, this is left there, and you hear a sound with no water actually flowing, right? Now gluing it together or pushing it together is like I am I am using a smaller impeller, because what came out of this is an impeller that is actually firm together, right? What this does, it disallows the whole I call it now range in which water flow. So the water will actually flow only at one dimension, but with the gears it be able to manage different variant pressure. I don't know if I can explain the physics well, but this is how it is, right? So my impeller for my large water pump is out. So I'm still getting a little water here. This should work out okay for my tilapia. This planter bed will have nothing to actually, you know, allow the water to be forced down. Right now my lettuce kind of get beat out. I was talking about this to somebody, and they said that what I should do, I should actually stop the water and cover it, and I'll see them perk up back again. But and I too fancy the whole stop of the water thing, because I know say lettuce love water and lettuce is delicate, right? So therefore if you don't take care of it, them are dead, and that is one of the reasons why lettuce is expensive. While cabbage, you can get cabbage for like $60 and $70 a pound, lettuce is like $200, $300 a pound, right? So and that is the lowest rate. You get lettuce for like all $400, $500 a pound in the time of drought. Yes, so kind of technical right there. But anyway, getting back to my video, as far as you know, my 350G, I'm gonna have to buy another pump, you know. I don't know how I'm gonna afford it. Chances I sold some fish yesterday, but news that I'm buying something else already. So now I have to go look about, do some hustles for so I can get some pump. And look at it, I wanted to buy another pump and put a similar system on this. But that teach me a lesson still. The GPH important. Don't put on a I call it now. No gadget will actually get the water to be, what I call it now, gauge the water. Just use the water as is, as it flows. If anything, I put additional planter bed. This is it for another fish keeping Jamaica, guys. Peace out, catch you next time. Let's hope for the best. I give you an update as to what happened to the impeller, whether or not you know, plastic welding it using epoxy actually work. Peace out, guys. Catch you next time. Bye bye.